What's up guys, Apple43 here. Today we are going to be doing a Nerf gun tier list. No, this is not a tier list of every Nerf gun ever released. This is just a tier list of all the Nerf guns that I own. Alright, here's the gist of the video. So I have, on the computer, I have all the Nerf guns that I own in a tier list, and we're going to be ranking them from S to F. It's pretty simple. Let's just get into the video. Alright, first blaster we're going to be rating is the Aeon Pro. Now, I give this a B. Now, some of you may get mad at me for putting it as a B. You're like, oh, Apple, why didn't you put it as an A? Well, here's why. The priming handle, it's just such a huge issue for me. It's uncomfortable. It's hard to prime. I've only found one comfortable way to prime it, and that's why it's a B. Next, we have the Dual Strike. I'm going to be giving this a C. The Dual Strike is your standard backup pistol, but it's a little bit bulky, but it does shoot a little bit harder than most backup pistols on the market right now, and it also shoots mega darts, so that's pretty cool. Now, the Fortnite rocket launcher. Now, this is going straight into the F tier because you guys can probably see why. If you don't see why, it's basically just a demolisher missile launcher, but it's way too big and bulky for my taste. And the rockets, they're pretty hard to find, so yeah, that's an easy F. Next, we have the Jolt. Now, I am also putting this in the F tier with the rocket launcher because I know you guys can see why. It's single shot, spring powered. It's really just not that reliable of a backup pistol. It shoots a little bit softer than most backup pistols on the market right now, so. Next, we have the Rival Apollo. This is going into the C tier. I would give it a B, but it does have the same problem as the Aeon Pro does. The priming handle, it took me almost years to be able to comfortably prime the priming handle. Comfortably, that's not a word, I think. Also, it doesn't come with a 12-round magazine. It comes with a 7, and who uses 7-round mags in Rival these days? Let's be real. Next blaster is the Rival Atlas. Now, this is going into the B tier instead of the A tier. Why not the A tier? It's a great blaster, don't get me wrong. Two-shot shotgun, fires smoothly. The only problem, this is a huge one. The reloading. Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started on reloading the Atlas. It takes so long, it feels just bad, and it just makes you feel uncomfortable. Next, we have the Mega Cyclone Shock. Now, this is going in the C tier. It's a really good blaster. It is. 6-shot Mega Blaster, good backup pistol. It shoots pretty hot for your standard backup pistol. But my one complaint, there's no slam fire. They put slam fire on the Disruptor, and they just didn't do it for the Cyclone Shock, so I would have given it a B. But no slam fire, it's a C then. Next, we have the Disruptor, like I just said before. This is going in the B tier. It's going in the B tier because of the one reason, slam fire. The Cyclone Shock doesn't have it. Now, the Fortnite DPE. This is going in a C. Now, some people will get kind of mad at me for this because, well, these have been one of my favorite blasters for a while, but they're just kind of unreliable because it's just only 3 shots. And you're just going to end up reloading more than shooting. Let's be real. Now, the Rival Hera. It's going in the A tier. It is a really good blaster. It's semi-auto in Rival. We don't really have a lot of those. It also shoots a little hot for your standard Rival blaster, so that's an added bonus. Alright, next blaster is the Infamous. This is going into the S tier. It is such a great blaster, man. Comes with a 30-round drum, full auto, decent rate of fire, and you can put darts through a little hole in the blaster. I don't know what to call it. It sounds kind of weird. And the batteries are stored in the back, so that adds a little bit of weight distributed as well. That's a really good bonus. Alright, next blaster is the Rival Kronos. This is going in the B tier because it's a really good backup pistol. I mean, it's only 5 shots, but it is so reliable. Next, we have the Perseus. This is going straight into the S tier. Why? Because of its incredible rate of fire, super high capacity, and it comes with its own rechargeable battery pack, which adds to the rate of fire by a lot. The only issue is sometimes if you don't shake the blaster, the Rival rounds, they actually won't feed into the conveyor belt. Don't get me wrong, it is a godlike blaster, seriously. Next, we have the Elite 2.0 Phoenix. This is going in the B because it's essentially a Strife. The trigger is a little bit smoother than the Strife, but it's also a little bit heavier. And the gun is also heavier because of the batteries are stored in front. I would have rated it a C, but because of all the rails on the gun, I decided to rate it higher. Next, we have the Strife, my favorite blaster of all time. It's going in the A tier. Hardly ever jams. Super easy to take apart in mod. Super easy to reload. Comes with a couple attachments if you get the right version. It's just such a great blaster. Alright guys, next we have the Surgefire. This is going into the D tier. This is the first D tier weapon. Here's why. After you start using the blaster enough for like maybe 6 months, it just becomes terrible. When you try to shoot it, the darts, they just fly out of the barrel. Next we have the Twin Shock. Now this is going in the A tier because it is such a good shotgun. 10 rounds, shoots mega darts 2 or 1 at a time. And the biggest, best feature, in my opinion, is how smooth it primes. It's so smooth, I could dry fire that thing all day if I wanted to. Alright, next we have the Nail Biter. This is going in the C tier. It's a semi-auto Springer. You might think that seems fun, but it's a little bit awkward to use one-handed, and it jams. It jams a lot. Next we have the Fortnite Scar. I'm rating this a C. I would have rated it a C, but there's just a big lack of tactics, and I feel it's just a straight reskin of the Strife. Next we have the Modulus ECS-10. This is going into the A tier, the same tier as a Strife. It's essentially a Strife, but it has so much more tactics, 3 more rails, and it comes with all the accessories. Next blaster, we have the Sharpfire. This is going into the F tier with the Jolt because it's actually worse than a Jolt. It's literally just a breech loading Jolt. Next blaster, we have the Nexus Pro. This is going right into the S tier, and I think you already know why. 150 FPS, very tactical. As I mean, there's Picatinny rails all over the blaster. You can use short and half-length darts. Even though there's a super strong spring, it's not that hard to prime. It's really not. Next we have the Raptor Strike. This is going in the C tier. It's a decent blaster. I mean, 6-round magazines. It kind of does feel like you're a sniper, but it's way too long for my taste. Last blaster, we have the Triad. This is going in the E tier. It's basically just a Jolt, but it is quite a step up. It's 2 extra shots, and it does shoot a little bit harder than your average backup pistol. Alright, that is the tier list. If you were somehow offended by what I just did, go make your own tier list video. And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and if you are able to comment on this video, please comment on what I should do next, and I'll see you guys later.